I'm probably riding my bike. It's another new bike day. They seem to be coming thick and fast nowadays. This one wasn't actually in my plan, but when Monopole reached out to me for a cargo bike, I could not resist. A cargo bike is something I've been curious about for a while. Freshly built up at home, I took it for a spin to drop off some old clothes at the donations bin. A new bike day always has a great feeling, especially when it's a new kind of bike, like this one. And I feel like the first ride on a cargo bike needs some errand like this. Time for a new bike day bike check. Here's my new Monopole, a company based out of Zurich in Switzerland, with the steel frame made in France. It's a compact cargo bike, 20-inch front wheel and 24-inch rear wheel, with a very nice large rack on the front, and a cool steering system using a belt. Before they're selling full bikes, electric bikes and bikes with gears, but now they're selling frame sets with the mount for a pinion gearbox, which is super cool to try. It looks like an electric, but it's actually a 12-speed gearbox inside of there. I've got the belt drive as well, because I feel like if you have a pinion, you've got to try the belt drive. I've never had it before. I'm curious to see what it's like. No more oily trousers. Corbworks in Seoul, who imports Velo Orange, helped me out with these clunker bars and this Velo Orange stem. I've always wanted a bike with clunker bars on. Picked up a Thompson seat post, a blue lug in Tokyo over the summer, and I switched over this Brooks Flyer saddle. The equal Grotech mechanical disc brakes I picked up in the Hum Hum Hug in Kyoto, and a nice little touch from Monopole. I think they're confident with their product that I will probably be riding my Monopole. Building this was quite different to how I build my other bikes, hence the lack of footage, because I wanted to fully focus on the build. But the pinion was surprisingly easy to set up. Maybe I was just lucky. It kind of worked first time. Grip shift style shifting and a sliced up hourly grip to just be an hour grip on the right side. I expected this bike to feel really big, but actually it just feels like a normal bike. It's smaller than my Suzy, or feels smaller than my Suzy. I think the wheelbase is shorter. Nimble for city riding. Time to get a box from the recycling to go and run some errands. As you know, I'm addicted to having new bikes, and I think this will be the last one for a while. I always say that. I can carry a lot on my other bikes. I've got lots of bags and things, but I feel like a cargo bike is kind of a bike, if you're riding as much as me for daily life, it's a bike you should have in your stable. I never actually heard of Monopole. I think they're quite a new company, so I hadn't heard of them until they reached out to me. And I thought their bike looked really cool, interesting, and after a chat with them and their passion for their products and bikes, I was very keen to try one. And now, this is mine in my stable. Seoul, in autumn, as you know, my favourite season. The weather's just incredible. The leaves are turning. Just a happy time to be here. I've got a few guests visiting my house, so I'm going over to my favourite bakery, Sudabun, to pick up some sourdough. And I'm picking up a lot more than I usually do, so I think the cargo bike is perfect for this kind of errand. And we've arrived. I think I've featured Sudabun in my videos before, because my videos are just my daily riding, but they definitely deserve another mention. My go-to for proper sourdough bread, just flour, salt and water, and super friendly, passionate owners. A box full of delicious bread, a couple of baguettes, a couple of sourdough loaves, and a fig and walnut loaf too. Time to head for a coffee just round the corner at Bureau. Fairly recently renovated. They used to have a really nice seating area upstairs, they still have, and now they've moved the roastery and made more seating downstairs. Really nice bright space, big windows, good vibes, delicious coffee. I've got a light roast single origin flat white, which happened to match my bike. Maybe they knew I was coming and gave me a special cup. A glorious cup of coffee. I'm ready to get back riding my bike with a basket full of bread. Or box. I've been eyeing up some different baskets to try on the front. Cargo bike life is new to me. Some people prefer just to have the flat rack and latch things onto it using some old inner tubes or some ratchet straps. But I think the giant basket life is the life for me. I just love riding bikes, all kind of bikes. Last week I was on a mountain adventure on my big wheeled Rivendell Susie, and this week I'm cruising around picking up bread on my cute little compact cargo bike. Both equally as fun. As always, when I'm getting around Seoul, the quickest way, even if it's a slight detour and a longer route, the quickest way is to get on the Han River bike path. Riding with the low autumn sun is a dream. And sometimes I feel like I'm in a dream in this huge city with people passing by on trains and huge highways in the middle of the city with multiple lanes of traffic. And me just plodding along on my bike, feeling kind of separated from it all, but still right in the middle. Taking all my favourite shortcuts in hidden routes and secret ways, which aren't so secret because I'm sharing them all over the internet. But I hope you can enjoy these secret ways too if you follow my videos. Not in a creepy way, please. Back to talking about the bike. I said it feels like a normal bike really. It's quite good for weaving in smaller roads, fits down narrow alleys, much smaller than some other cargo bikes. The 12-speed pinion is really good for Seoul, like a wide range. The lowest gear is good for going up the steep hills in Seoul, and the highest gear is pretty good for just shredding on the Han River bike path. I'm pleased with how I've set it up. As I said, clunker bars are bars I've always wanted. The Velo Orange clunker bars. I kind of like the contrast of the modern pinion and then the kind of old school looking bars and the Brooks Flyer saddle with the springs. These kind of parts are getting much easier to buy in Korea. When I built my Velo Orange polyvalent back in 2019, 5 years ago now, I had to import most of the parts. And now there's Corbworks run by my friend who imports Velo Orange and gave me a nice deal for these clunker bars, the stem, and I have the Velo Orange hubs on my wheels as well. They give a nice ratchety sound if that's your kind of thing. If you want to see a build video, you should check out Gary's projects on YouTube. He's built up a really cool monopole as well, with a more traditional BB and derailleur setup. And he has the Stridsland anchor bars as well. So it's cool to see a couple of monopoles with these more clunker style bars. Continuing the theme of baked goods, I'm stopping off at Scoff, which sells kind of British style baked stuff. I'm not here for the sweet stuff though, although that is delicious. I'm here for the English style sausage rolls. A true taste of home. I could devour about 100 of them. For the first ride, the monopole exceeded my expectations, and my skills of building it up haven't fallen apart. So I'm pleased with myself and pleased with my new bike. Thinking about all the things that I might be able to carry on it. Send me suggestions of anything you want me to carry, or if you're in Seoul, Maybe you want someone with a cargo bike to come and help you out. Let me know. My next ride will be a true test of its capabilities and my capabilities of building it and carrying a big load. Here it is, the first time I've posted my big load on the internet. I've been having a bit of a clear out at my house, and my friend is running a yard sale or a flea market. Now I've been back in Korea for over 5 years. My house has been filling up too much and it's feeling more cramped. So it was about time I got rid of a load of stuff that I don't really need anymore. I'm not a hoarder, I'm still fairly minimal, but there's some things that I get attached to. Like a jacket I bought in Berlin 13 years ago that I wore one amazing holiday and had many good memories in. It's hard to let go of it. And it's the same with bikes. I keep on acquiring bikes, gaining this attachment, linking memories and pastimes to some objects. But I've got to be more brutal today. Just get rid of it. Clean break. And a clean mind. And a clean house. It was super fun to ride with these huge bags on the front of my bike along the Han River bike path. The rack officially takes 30 kilos. I have no idea how much I had on this ride. Maybe about that much. Once you're going, you can't really feel the weights if you're going in a relatively straight line and there's no sharp turns. You just build the momentum and just thread along the path. With a load this tall, it does impact the steering a little bit. But with a load this heavy, you don't want to be doing any sharp turns anyway. So it worked out pretty well. Even when climbing. Thanks to the 12 speed. Back over to the west side of the city, through the old party area of Hongdae again. I seem to be spending a lot of time here nowadays. Nearly as much as I did in my 20s. Just in the day instead of at night. So on the front rack I've got a suitcase full of clothes, a couple of clothes rails, some probably riding hats, the very few I have left, and a couple of camping chairs. I have a lot of the stuff in the big basket and then I put my duffel bag on top and used some ratchet straps to wrap all the way around. It was pretty solid, even with that wobbly tote bag on the top. When I'd been riding around on this bike before commuting to work and doing short errands, I was thinking, this is really cool. I can just throw stuff in the basket, but do I really need a cargo bike? And this was the day where it really came into its own. Maybe I'm strange, but just lugging a huge haul on your bike is such a cool feeling. Yes, I could have just brought it in a car, but I wouldn't have had as much fun. I think like a city compact cargo bike like this could replace a lot of car trips. Maybe it couldn't fully replace a car if it's something you rely on more, but could definitely replace some parts. We are at the Cosmo wine bar yard sale. I don't usually do this kind of thing. It's kind of scary because you're meeting so many people throughout the day. But I was feeling sociable. Delicious wine, not for me. But some good food, friendly people, and some other cool stalls with clothes and ceramics and all sorts of things to sell. Forno is a restaurant locally in Seoul, and they were doing some chili con carne. That was my first menu of the day. I felt like I was eating most of the time and selling clothes the rest of the time. There were some really good DJs playing and a really nice crowd. People were very friendly and it was a good test of my Korean customer service skills. Some of the staff from the cafe next door came and bought some clothes while I enjoyed delicious flat white. Another Seoul restaurant, Taz, which I haven't tried yet, but I tried their spare rib, which was glorious. Always happy to meet cool people with cool bikes as well. A lovely Velo Orange mini Velo and a classic Zerata road bike. Nice to meet you guys. continuing the food tour of the Cosmo yard sale. Some delicious Japanese okonomiyaki. Absolutely glorious and stunning. The flea market was really busy, so I didn't get much chance to do any filming. It went by in a blur, and I had a really good time, but my social battery was definitely depleted by the end of the day. I was happy with how much I got rid of, and my load was a lot lighter on the way home through an enjoyable night ride in Seoul. I'm going to do plenty more rides with this bike, and as I use it more, I'll share more of my thoughts about it. But so far, so good. Let me know what kind of questions you have, and I can answer some in some later videos. But as always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. See you later.